Hey guys, you're with Tesla Tom. Thanks so much for joining us on Ludicrous Feed. I'm joined here by Brett from Solar Power Australia and Elmofo Electromotive Force. Thanks for joining us, Brett.
Yeah, no worries.
Tell us a little bit about your business.
We do electric vehicle products, so we can convert vehicles, but we mainly build race cars and lithium batteries.
Alright guys, we're in front of Brett's DeLorean. You're making my childhood dreams come true. Back to the Future, I love this movie. Tell us about this DeLorean.
Yeah, so back in about 2011 we bought this vehicle, and the intention was to actually convert it to electric because they're such a cool car, but the motor they come out with wasn't very impressive, 2.8 litre V6. So we've put in a battery-powered AC axial flux motor, so it's got 600 newton metres of torque and about 150 kilowatts, and it goes a lot better than what it originally did. So it was a good project, but it also inspired our next project was to build a race car, because we realised that you could actually build something electric that has so much power that surely you can build an electric car that can beat a petrol-powered car. So.
Does that green goo do anything, or just is that just cosmetic?
So that's coolant. So you've got one reservoir actually cools the power inverter, and the other reservoir cools the motor. This is how much heat you have to worry about. These little computer fans actually draw air in through some intakes, and that's actually enough to dissipate the heat that's generated.
Yeah, cool. Can we go for a drive a bit later on?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, Brett, tell us about this race car.
Okay, so back in about 2013, we bought a radical chassis. So we bought a brand new chassis that had no petrol-powered motor, and we built an electric drive system for it. So this also involved building our own batteries, because we needed to pull, well over 1,000 amps out of the batteries and put 300 amps back in and regen, and there was no batteries that could do it. So we built these special oil-cooled batteries, which actually they're like an immersive system that actually cools the cells, and that provided an ability to actually run the car really hard, as well as to be able to take the car off the track, cool it really quickly, and recharge it quickly and get back out there again. So, and this car won the 2014 Supersport Series.
So it beat all the other petrol-powered cars, right?
It did, and it does 0 to 100 in under 3 seconds, and top speed of 265 k an hour with no gears.
Yeah. And this was so fast they changed the rules of the race?
Yeah, so we won. They were doing 5, 6 and 8 laps, and then after we actually won, which everyone was sort of on board with it, but now the races are 12 laps, so we sort of don't race anymore. Yeah, so on the steering wheel there's a bunch of controls. So it's got a bunch of indicators to tell you whether the BMS is up, whether the controller contactors are in, and then the drive contactors. The driver can adjust things like regen on the fly, as well as braking regen, so it gives a lot more control of the vehicle. The dash indicates all the parameters, like how hot things are getting, and has warning alarms and big red flashy lights if anything goes wrong.
I see a few Teslas in your shop as well. Tell us about them.
Yeah, so we're playing with Teslas a bit, so we've got a few different projects on the go. We've got a P100D that we're turning into a bit of a race car, obviously taking a bit of weight out, but the ultimate plan is to be able to push the Tesla motors harder than what Tesla would. So we're working with a company to do that, so we're developing a bit of code, and yeah, we should be able to go beyond what Tesla intended it to do, but we're not looking for warranty. So
I mean, these are all salvage vehicles, aren't they?
Yeah, these ones are all salvage, so we have other ones that aren't, but yeah, these ones are all organ donors or test vehicles for various projects. So that's a P100D. This was just a 60, so we wanted the rear motor out of this plus some other bits. There's a P90D there, and we've got another few 90Ds and 100Ds. So yeah, we also extract the motors, and we're going to put one of the equivalent of a front Tesla motor into the DeLorean, which should make it go a little bit better and make it nice and smooth.
Yeah, but you were telling me about this charger that you bring on site for races.
Yep.
How fast does this charge?
Okay, so it's a 100 kilowatt DC to DC fast charger. It's portable, and it stores enough energy for us to recharge our race car at the track 3 times without having to pull any power off their grid. And the benefit is that we can charge at 100 kilowatts without affecting their power, because if we turned up and tried to draw 100 kilowatts, it would actually take the whole track down. So yeah, this was actually built to enable us to compete in the Supersport Series. It has freezers and heat exchangers so that we can actually cool the liquid out of the batteries when the car comes off the track, and then while we're charging we can keep circulating that to keep the temperature down. So it's been sitting here just being used as a bit of a test rig at the moment, but yeah, it serves a great purpose.
I suppose that's the future of electric motorsport racing. It's how to fuel up a car quickly.
That's right, yeah, because you can't go there and race and then sit there for another hour and charge, so it enables us to recharge the car in 20 minutes quite easily, providing we get the temperature down in the cells.
All right, Brett, let's go for a drive.
Yep, cool. So being a 1981 car, it's obviously got all the old rattles like an old EH. It still has this appeal. Every time we drive it, people stop us in the road and want to talk about the car or look at or touch it. But
Oh, it's an iconic car. Oh boy. Beautiful. So this is fully electric, right?
yeah, fully electric.
Yeah.
It's still got the original gearbox in it,
Yeah.
which was a move back then where I didn't know whether or not we'd need to be able to change ratios to get the right amount of torque, but now I know it doesn't need a gearbox.
Yeah.
So we will eventually remove that and put in a just like a direct drive diff.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, typically you drive around in third gear, fourth gear. If you get on the highway, you can do well over 100 on the highway. But yeah, it's still got plenty of pull.
There's no flux capacitor, unfortunately.
No, there's an actual flux motor. That's what it's got. So close enough.
I can smell the old 80s leather.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
that's it.
Importantly, for my viewers, can it get up to 88 miles an hour?
It can, but nothing happens. Unfortunately, I've tried it.
It's still stuck in 2019.
That's right. All that happens is it rattles a bit more, I think. And it's funny because the speedo on a 1981 DeLorean only goes to 85 mile an hour. So it's actually a special speedo that actually goes over 85.
That's probably part of the joke, isn't it, really,
Yeah.
in the movies?
I think it is.
Now, from my reading and my understanding, the DeLorean wasn't really a great car anyway before the movies, right?
No.
Yeah.
So I think the concept was great, and the whole idea and the goals were all great. The car looks good.
Yeah.
Designed by the same guy who designed Lotuses and things like that. So the idea with the stainless steel panels was that if you had a crash, you just unbolt it and put another panel on,
Right.
instead of trying to repair them. It's so difficult to repair.
Yeah.
But you can still buy most of the parts these days because there was a bit of a stockpile of inventory of parts.
Yeah.
So there's been different things I've ordered from the US to actually help fix different things. But it didn't have a very good motor, but it was still a bit of an icon. I guess Back to the Future made it more popular than what it would have ever have been.
Yeah, absolutely.
They weren't actually sold in Australia, but yeah, there's a bunch here now. Like I know of probably about 50 or more.
Yeah, right.
So which is surprising.
Any other electric ones?
No, not in
This is it.
Australia. There's in the world. I know of probably 2 or 3 other electrics. So
Yeah.
I think there's 1 or 2 in the US, and there's 1 in Europe. When we done this back in 2011 or whatever it was we spent over $100,000 on electric components to do it. But these days it can be done a lot cheaper.
Okay.
But yeah, it was difficult to source parts and trying to convince people to sell us a motor that had just been developed.
Yes.
So you're going to pay top price for everything. But we did things like purposely, solid mounted the motor so we could actually hear the motor go through the chassis. We could have soft mounted it, it'd be much quieter, but I actually wanted to hear it. So you can get that sort of whine out of it, which is
That is good talk.
yeah.
But before, when you were braking, I could still feel the regen
Yeah,
going
so
to the battery.
that's regen. So I'll let go. That's all regen. I've got an adjustment here, like you can actually wind it off.
Oh, okay.
No regen, or wind up to whatever I want.
Yeah,
So,
cool. Well, Brett, thanks so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for showing me around.
No problem. Good to have you.
Alright guys, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And as always, happy charging. I do solemnly promise, should I win a Roadster 2020 in Tesla's new referral program, to list this vehicle on an electric car sharing platform to allow all Australians an opportunity to drive this magnificent car as part of a greater effort to bring the electric vehicle to this great nation. Hashtag Roadster Down Under. Help me by using my referral code Thomas7208.